his creative to kowtow to the internet wrestling community. Now, here's the problem. The internet wrestling community is never going to be satisfied. Internet wrestling community is never happy. They're never so satisfied. There's always an internet darling. Kevin Owens is the internet darling. You know what? Something will happen in 2 or 3 months down the road, and all of a sudden, Kevin Owens won't be the favorite choice. That's how the internet wrestling community works. They'll never be satisfied. But let me go back to exactly what I said. They're not going anywhere. So it doesn't matter. They're always going to be there. Here's what the WWE has created. I said this the other day. I tweeted this out during the show. When you sit there and you watch the show and you listen to the cheap heat of, dogging on the Brooklyn crowd, and then you listen to any, New Day promo, the writing of this show is so freaking elementary that, literally it's written for preteens. Now you got the internet wrestling community. All they care about is the fake fight. All they care about is the Circus Soleil. All they care about is the high spots. All they care about are the 5-star matches. All they care about are these guys injuring themselves week in and week out by doing things in the ring that are totally unnecessary. And are they grateful? Do they think they're grateful when they start chanting, this is awesome, this is awesome? I'll tell you what I saw in the last 2 weeks. The last 2 weeks, I saw boring chants during a Dean Ambrose match, and I saw boring chants during a Sasha Banks match. Why? Because during the Ambrose match, during the Banks match, they did not get into the high spots quick enough for the internet wrestling community. God forbid there's philosophy in the wrestling business, because quite frankly, that's what it was built on. It was all about philosophy. Well, now when the wrestlers try to incorporate the philosophy to build a match, they're getting boring chants because the fans aren't seeing the car wreck, the fans aren't seeing the guy land on his head outside of the ring, and the minute they're not getting that quick enough, now they're chanting this is boring. So they've totally hijacked the show. They've totally told the WWE, this is what we want. We don't want psychology in matches. We don't want characters. We don't want storylines. We want Circus Soleil. We want a stunt show. So what the WWE has done is we've got the left bookend here where it's written on an elementary level with New Day in their trombone for 5 to 12-year-olds. Then we go to the extreme right, and every match is a stunt show with stuntmen, and it's Circus Soleil, and there's no characters, there's no storyline, there's no psychology in wrestling matches. So what's missing? The entire middle. They've got the bookends to the left, they got the bookends to the right. The entire middle is missing. The crux of their audience, the meat on the bone, is not there. The 7 million people, the casual wrestling fans that dug it back during the Attitude Era. Why? Because it was a male-orientated soap opera. If you have a show that is heavily concentrated on the fake fights, the casual wrestling fan is not going to watch it. If the casual wrestling fan were a fan of the actual matches, then you'd still have 10 million people watching the show. They're not a fan of the actual matches. They're a fan of everything in between the matches, which we're getting less and less of.